Hey everybody, what's up? It's Alex Seda, and welcome to another episode of Speakerboxx. Today we've got an awesome show for you. We've got a Miami legend here today, huh? We're gonna have a great show. We're also gonna be going over which is the best DAW right now to be working with. So guys, thank you so much for stopping by. If you haven't clicked the subscribe button, please click it below, and let's start the show. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Speakerboxx. Today we've got somebody that there's no introduction to talk about Robbie, man. Robbie is an absolute legend, man. He's been in the scene for a long time. I want to think, Jesus Christ, with 30 years, perhaps more. Yeah. But
Yeah,
nevertheless,
bro.
he's an absolute legend, man, and a super wonderful guy. Miami local like myself. So I want to welcome to the show Robbie Rivera. Robbie, thank you for being here, buddy. Thank you. It's a real pleasure and a real honor to have you, dude.
Thanks, Alex. I'm here, just hanging in, like everybody else in their houses in their studios. I've
Trying
been
to
making
trying to
so
make
much,
the
so
most of
much
this shit.
music. Yeah, man, I've been making a lot of music the last few months.
So yeah, you've been finding this time to be creative. Savage, you definitely found
Yeah, yeah,
time to
yeah.
put the mind to work and make tracks happen.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been very proactive when it comes to releasing music and producing and writing and all that stuff. So, right before COVID, I was preparing an album with a whole tour and everything, man. I was like really excited about it. And, whatever. I released the album last week. It's getting some, the streaming is trying to pump, to pop up, and people are getting good feedback on the album. It's called
Uh huh.
Changes.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So
Conyo, I'm
the
sorry
no
to hear
gig,
that, bro.
the no gig thing is like, it starts to take a toll. It's like, oh wait, is it Friday? Friday and Saturday is just like Tuesday and Wednesday now, because on the weekends I was never
Every day's
here.
the same shit. Yeah, it's just another copy of the same thing, bro. But I'm super glad that you've been able to stay active, bro. That you at least feel creative. We've been finding on the show that some people have the writer's block, that it's been happening, that there's moments, sabes, where their mind is functioning, they're making records, but then they're going como like 2 maybe 3 weeks where they don't want to do shit, they don't want to work on any tracks, they just want to kind of stay away from music. So some people have been going
Yeah,
through it different, dude. Pero
yeah.
dude, Robbie,
I haven't gone through that.
no, no writer's block.
No, man. It's I've been organizing my GC Music label. Because there's a lot of music there. I decided to put in some time to that, organize some tune, all the catalog stuff like that, look for old stuff. And I started signing tons of tracks, bro. I've signed so much music to the label that I'm getting complaints from artists who's like, "Hey, man, when are you gonna release my tracks?" And I'm like, I signed too much stuff, so I'm working on trying to organize and when I'm gonna release this song, if I'm gonna put it in Juicy Music or Juicy Tracks or Juicy Dance
Okay.
or Juicy Remixes. I'm gonna create another label because there's a lot of content. A lot of people are sending me good music because a lot of
God,
people are,
there's
producing
nothing to do
music,
right
but
now except
really
make
good
records,
stuff.
bro. Yeah.
Yeah. But like as a label owner, now I have to see. Okay, well, you cannot play the tracks anywhere, so the tracks got to be played on the phone, on the streaming somewhere, in your home or you're driving or whatever. So it's gotta kind of be easy listening some parts of it because it's for anybody, not just for a banging club track, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes Spotify or Apple Music won't support so much those type of tracks. Anyway, that's a long discussion.
She no, but everybody who was making harder records seems to now be making tracks that are a lot more sorry, streaming friendly. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I did. I've been, I've been trying to.
Lost
You
you.
froze there.
I know you froze too, bro. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, you're back now.
Rewind.
Yeah. You're good.
Anyways, yeah, no. So I'm getting tons of tracks, and some of them are stream. Or I'm trying to get that balance of streaming and bangers. It's
Uh-huh.
important. I mean, there's when it comes to making money. When we have no gigs, it's in music. So you know,
Bro, right now, it gets. We obviously know that this whole scene is fucked up, bro. You know what I'm saying? People are. I mean, obviously the whole Ibiza season is definitely not happening this summer. Miami Yao was opening up for a bit. I went out a couple times. Now that's back to square one, and we're back at zero again. So, bro, I think it's gonna be a bit for us to start seeing anything DJ wise, bro. So everything needs to be
Yeah,
concentrated on the tracks and all this other kind of stuff.
yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Bueno.
A ver, Robbie, I need to ask you this too, bro. A ver, so I first learned about you when I was working with George Morel. So when I first saw like your or at least heard your records, the first one I heard was Hypnotize, which dude you released on
Oh,
Subliminal. So it was a
subliminal.
Subliminal track. And then another one that I remember was bro, one you did for Thick Dick. And I remember the name of it, bro, because of the fucking name. And the track was called Orgasm. And these are the
on
first
on
records, bro,
on.
that yeah, man, that I heard. And I think that this was back in 2003 and stuff. But what I always like remembered from your tracks, dude, was that, dude, they always had like a very, very como like pumping, driving vibe to it. Some of them went a little bit kind of tribally, but they're always kind of main room pumping. But then I remember hearing some other stuff that you did that was a little bit more on the funkier side. So I kind of noticed that you were a pretty versatile dude. And
Yeah.
then I also remembered that in 2003 you were DJing with George when he had his residency in Ibiza at Privilege.
George Morel.
George Morel, yeah,
Okay.
and
That's right. Yeah. Shit brought me back.
so I forgot about that shit, huh? So yeah, dude. So
Yeah.
that was like when I had first had heard your name and stuff like that because I started working with George like after that in the beginning of 2004. So I remember like when I had gotten there, I had seen all this promotional material and stuff like that from the year before, and I had seen your name on it. So, bro,
Yeah. Those tracks. I mean, those tracks were great, man. Those big. I still make music like that. I mean, I was listening to some of my old stuff, and then some of the stuff I've been doing recently. I'm like, it all still sounds the same. My style is been kind of like, it's evolved a bit, but I've always kept it, real, true to what I like to the styles I like to do because I do produce various styles. I mean, I've never stayed in one. I don't like that. It gets boring.
sure. But at the end of the day, they all have their Robbie flair to it, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you have
Yeah,
your
yeah,
way of,
energy,
of
energy.
making tracks and shit. And from what I had mentioned to you before, dude, I had noticed that like when I went digging a little bit back, that like the first track I see in Beatport, you released in '95, which is fucking insane. To me, I was 14 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Was
Yeah.
it was it the it was probably the hum melody or I don't know. Yeah, the ones on Beatport has everything. Goes all the way to the beginning, man. Some of those tracks were on vinyl and on Beatport. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, bro. I've been
Bro,
releasing
so
a
well,
lot since.
my question to you is this, dude. How did you get into house music? Like how
Well,
did that happen? And so
man,
at such an early year.
yeah, I was very young. I was in Puerto Rico. I was about 14 or 13. I'm very bad with ages and years, but I remember I was in sixth grade. You know, and my buddy Jorge had he lived in my street, and he had a whole setup of instruments, of drums, guitar, keyboards, but he had drum machines. So I started using his drum machines a lot. And then my uncle gave me a drum, a whole drum setup. I started playing drums and banging the drums in my room next to my DJ setup. And it's just a long story, so I don't want to drag it because I could get, I could get into real detailed stuff. But by senior year in Puerto Rico, I was DJing, all the. I had my own mobile DJ business since I started in eighth grade. The mobile DJ business. It was called World Party DJs, and bro, we did everything. We did weddings. We did any party, anything I would get paid for.
Sure.
So um, when I started making music and making drum machine, I started learning how to sequence on drum machines. And then I started editing music with a real to reel recorder and splicing tape and making my own edits and stuff like that. I realized I wanted to make some music and become a recording engineer and record music and be in the studio, be a studio guy. Not DJ, or be a superstar DJ or produce and be all this. I wasn't expecting none of that stuff. So when I went to I wanted to study music production and recording engineering. In those days, in '92, you couldn't go to Berkeley in Boston or University of Miami music school because you had to play an instrument. And I would say in my application, I don't play an instrument. I'm a DJ. I could play a drum machine. And then I was like, no, that's not happening. So I went to the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale and got a degree in music production because there you can just get an associate's degree in studio, just how to record equipment, how to record music, and you learn how to record a band and use multi-track recording, and that's where I learned how to use Pro Tools. That was the year Pro Tools came out, I think, and the beginnings of Logic too, which was called something else. Yeah. So in those days, 93, 4 to 5, I was just studying music production and learning how to become a recording engineer. And then from there, I went to Nova Southeastern University in Fort Lauderdale to study business, get a business degree. And throughout all that, I bought a keyboard, sampler, workstation, digital audio workstation, and a keyboard. We had a sequencer, sampler, everything was
The workstations with the parts, 16 part or 8 part sequencer.
Right. I didn't use a computer yet, computer recording. So I was doing everything there. And on that keyboard workstation, I did everything, bro. I did Funkatron, I did Sax, Hum Melody, all tons of remixes for a lot of big names, all from that. And people would tell me, why don't you just, start using a PC, And I was like, because I'm, making really good money from just one keyboard, And I was like, really, really good at it. And then, eventually I started producing my own tunes and started shopping them. And nobody wanted them. Nobody wanted to sign my tunes at the beginning. It was like really bad. Nobody, bro. I flew to New York and I went to a bunch of record companies, and everybody was like, no, this is too weird. It's too hard. I would get that a lot. It's too hard. Like, what is that? It's not soulful enough. There's no house vibe. I'm like, okay.
But what was it? It was like what? Like a heavier pumping house kind of thing?
Yeah.
Or what was this?
Yeah. It was just it was 128 BPM those days. But it wasn't. It just had a lot of energy and big breakdowns. Because I was like.
So they weren't ready for that shit back in those days, dude. You know what I'm saying?
I got really inspired by the big breakdowns that Armand Van Helden did in the beginning. Josh Wayne, people like those kind of DJs, and then the whole hypnotic and drum based music, very tribal and stuff like that. That was Tenaglia inspired me and do all those type of drums, and David Morales as well. Eric Murillo as well.
Let me ask you this, bro. I like when you were growing up and you were in the PR, dude. Was there like a house scene? Like, was house music like around a lot in Puerto Rico and shit for you to be aware of this sound and to get interested in it?
It was there was a lot of freestyle in Puerto Rico as well.
But a freestyle, like we're talking about like a 80s, in the 80s kind of freestyle shit.
New Jersey freestyle, New York freestyle. And in Puerto Rico, a lot of the electronic, let's label electronic music, because it wasn't house, it wasn't called house. It was coming from Spain. Most of the music you will buy came imported from Europe. A lot of stuff from Italy, from Spain, from Germany. So in Puerto Rico, you would get a lot of that technotronic when they came out. All that stuff. Come early in Puerto Rico. Actually, a big freestyle scene, but I was not into it. I was really into the European electronic stuff. Yeah.
All right. You froze for a second, but we're good now. So you were big into the European electronic stuff.
Yeah, because there was one shop in Puerto Rico called Ibiza Records, and then they would bring everything from Europe, and it was helpful for me because it was very melodic. It wasn't, and it wasn't house, it wasn't soulful house, it wasn't, it was very melodic and very super electronic, very New Order, Depeche Mode, all that stuff combined with a lot of the imports and underground stuff that, I don't even know was big in Miami. I don't know.
Konya. All right. Shit.
Yeah.
Bro.
No, No, in Puerto Rico to DJ was hard, man, because people, the Puerto Ricans don't, they don't like to dance unless you really like work as a DJ, man. They'll be like, "What are you playing? What is that? What's that crap?"
Shit.
They'll
Yeah,
look at
they're gonna want to
oh,
hear salsa merengue kind of type stuff before they're gonna hear this kind of thing. No, at least back in the days. Now I would
yeah,
assume,
yeah,
I would assume now that there's a market for this kind of stuff that we do now. But back in the days, I
yeah.
would understand it to be a lot harder, bro. But now that, man, I bet you've been here in Miami and you've been living here since for a long time. You've been here now, no?
Yeah, since '92, and then I mean in 2001 or two, I think 2002, I left to live in Spain every
Uh huh.
summer
Uh huh.
for about 8 years. I would go to Barcelona, and I would just tour all over Europe. So I would just be there from May all the way to October,
Uh huh.
and then we bought a home in Ibiza, and then we lived there. I think 4 years we lived there, and then
I think you
everything
told me you had a house.
switched.
You told me you had a house como near Santa Gertrudis, no?
¿Cómo?
You told me you had a house near Santa Gertrudis, no?
Yeah, in Santa Gertrudis, in Santa Eulalia, yeah.
Nice, nice.
And
Yeah, I used
yeah,
to live
yeah,
around there too. Oh, wicked.
yeah, we had a beautiful home there, and we had such a good time, man. We had some really good parties, and I had the Amnesia residency every Sunday,
Oh,
and then
wicked.
also a privilege for 2 years. So yeah, we did a lot of stuff, man. I'm really blessed that I've been able to do all that. And then I came back to the U.S. when the EDM exploded all over, North America. So then all the gigs were here. So I came back and then I did all the everything you can imagine in the U.S. I mean, I played everywhere. I had my residency at ¿cómo se llama? Steve Wynn's Hotel, Access and Surrender, and then Hard Rock, and then Tao, and then the other one.
So you're doing all the Vegas shit, no?
Yeah, Vegas, LA, everything Miami, everything South America, and then Europe kind of slowed down for me
Uh huh.
for a while. Yeah, yeah. Just in the summertime, I will go to the Ibiza and do Pasha or
Bro,
Spades and
well,
do
you know
stuff.
what, man? At the end of the day, that's what matters. I mean, of course, I mean, well, I'm not gonna say that's what 100% what it matters, but it's very good to do because it still maintains the relevance that you had out there. But I mean, if there is something that I do want to mention is, bro, I mean, you so kind of sort of when you started, how many years was it afterwards that you actually started the label? So
The
Juicy
label I
started
start
when?
Juicy Music. I started it at 1998,
Ah,
I
okay.
believe. It's because nobody wanted my music, so I figured let me just put it out. Let me just create a label,
Uh-huh.
and then I
Bro,
started releasing music
and
and
look
I
what
didn't
you've
stop.
done with it, bro. Because at the end of the day, something to me that is legendary is the events that you are doing during WMC, bro.
Remember those, man?
Yeah. I
The
mean,
juice.
you're uh yeah, I'm gonna pop up on the screen. You people can see. I'm gonna bust out right now the flyers. They'll see it when the show is on now. Look at the lineup that you're gonna see on these images that I'm gonna show you guys right now. It's one of the sickest lineups that you're ever gonna see. And Robbie was doing that consistently for
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know how many years, but Robbie's party was always at Nikki Beach. To meet, well, Nikki Beach, at the end of the day, for all you guys who haven't been there around the world, Nikki Beach is the only beach club that exists in Miami. And it's a beautiful place, and it holds I don't know, man, a lot of people. I think
yeah, you can
maybe
have.
their full occupancy could be maybe 2,000 people, I would imagine.
Yeah,
You know,
and it's the only place in Miami where you can actually dance on the
on the sand.
on the sand. Yeah,
Correct, correct. Yeah, so the place that you can dance on the sand, and 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 Robbie's party, of course, would utilize the whole space. There would be a huge, big ass stage with the lighting and then the whole thing, the whole nine. I'm gonna show you guys some pictures. You'll see this. Look at this shit, huh? Huh? That's Robbie destroying it. Yeah, yeah. It's a picture, Robbie, of enough say of you smashing it, bro. I have it here, and the whole fucking place is rammed. So you remember the view. You've seen it. So yeah, man. So his party was legendary, and the great thing about Robbie's party was at the end of the day, it combined people of all different kinds of sounds. So you had some EDM people in there, but you had some house guys in there too.
yeah, because
Maybe you guys are
we wanted to appeal to everybody.
yeah.
It was a dance music event. And I've always supported from house to trance to to all type of electronic music, except the really crazy 150 BPM. I can't
Sure, sure, sure. You gotta draw the
or
line somewhere. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, but you were always really good at that, bro. So like, your lineups were always very. It was always the best guys of these genres.
right, and then we were lucky to be able to do some good deals with a lot of DJs that when they were like blowing up and stuff like
I
that.
could imagine that, yes, that these parties cost a little bit to put together, bro.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
guys,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, from you, you'll see from the flyers and stuff. But I mean, Robbie's had guys, from Axwell to Bob Sinclair to
That
I don't
now.
know, fuck. Okay, Jesus Christ. So yeah, you people who aren't cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
during those days,
they were cheaper.
yeah, the only cheaper is put it this way: in Miami, there weren't that many parties during the Winter Music Conference. So in one day, there will probably be only 5, 6 parties. That's it. And then like 2 years ago, there was probably 50 parties a day. So that really killed it.
Uh huh.
Yeah, and then
Really.
everybody brought their prices up, and it wasn't such a friendly atmosphere when it came to bookings.
Mira, you know the deal, Robbie, bro. Es que a ver, you've been to ADE, me imagino,
No,
no?
nunca he ido. Never been.
Oh man, well, I recommend it, bro. But the difference between ADE and WMC, I don't know if some people are curious to know, but if you do want to know, I'm gonna tell you. The difference is that um, yes, there's parties in the evening, but in the daytime, well, it's like with ADE, sabes, there's business to be done. There's the meetings, there's the panels. People actually go. People pay attention. Sabes, when they have meetings with you, they're coherent. Sabes, their conscience. Maybe they went out the night before, or they did go out the night before at this party, but on the next day they're ready to go and they're fresco and they're fresh and they're ready to do business. As we're with WMC,
Yeah,
it got to a point, at least in the later years, bro, where it just became party, 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 daytime party, nighttime party. Maybe you have a meeting with this dude, but maybe later on in the day he got fucked up and he's not really gonna remember what he spoke about earlier in the day. And it's just not it's not a very professional atmosphere or
yeah,
environment,
yeah.
I would say. Fun, absolutely, yes, it's definitely fun. And can you make deals? Probably. I'm sure people do all the time, but
Oh yeah,
nevertheless,
I did tons of
it's
deal. Yeah, I was
yeah,
able
but
to do really good deals, but it was a long time ago. Yeah.
aha, sabes. At
Now,
least in the last few years now, it's like huge mega parties. Todo el mundo gets completely, annihilated, and hey, but like I said with ADE, I've actually spoke with some guys that I know they're still on standby. They don't know if it's going to be open this year, but they haven't canceled it yet. But I wanted to go. I was hoping to go. Hopefully this whole fucking mierda finishes soon and we can get back to normal again. But yeah, yeah. If you haven't gone, Robbie, it's wonderful, man. It's a great environment. Everybody there is to to
I have
speak.
to go because I do a lot of work with Armada and with spinning,
And
especially with
and that's
Armada.
obviously, yeah, and that's I noticed that, yeah, you guys are with Armada now.
Yeah, we have the whole Juicy Music company. There's just so much music, and now part of it is with Armada and part of it is not.
Uh
So
huh.
it's like a interesting partnership we have.
Okay.
We
Okay.
call it a joint venture. Some tracks are with them, some tracks basically, oh, I need some help, I need some boost, so on a behind the track, I'll let Armada pick it up, and let them,
Oh,
you
that's
know,
cool. But that's
finish.
yeah, that's a good thing to have.
Yeah, I did that in the past, and then we're still, doing deals like that.
Mm-hmm. Coño, bro. Well, I mean, hopefully we can all go back this year. But yeah, 80 is wonderful, man. There's a new one that I've heard people talking about now that's called the TDME, Tokyo Dance Music Event. Goes on in
Oh yeah,
Tokyo. Yeah, it goes on in Tokyo. And it's always in the beginning of December. So they've been making noise about that for the last como 2 3 years. It's slowly getting there, but it's very interesting, and I wanted to hopefully check
good.
that
That
out.
sounds good. That sounds good. And then there's IMS in the East. I did the first one.
Yep.
I was in the panel. I was in the panel for the top 100 DJs,
Yeah.
and there was a discussion, right? And Pete Tong was the moderator, and there was a discussion about if if what your personal thoughts were about the top 100 DJ list on DJ Mag, you know. And I'm like, I'm just gonna say what I really think,
Yeah.
you know.
And
And I
that
was like,
and that
yeah,
was
I was like, yeah, I guess if you advertise a lot, in the magazine, you probably get a better position. And I don't think they liked when I said that.
But I mean, it's the truth. And to be honest with you, I don't find that comment to be an offensive one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's true.
yeah. I had some people like to be like, "Come on, man,"
I mean, Robbie,
And I was
what
like,
year
"No,
was
I mean,
this? Were you on the list of top 100 DJs?
I made it a few times, yeah,
Oh
but
no shit.
really down, man, in the top 90,
Who
the
gives a
last top.
fuck? Who cares? Who cares, bro? Congratulations. That doesn't matter. You won. That's still on the top 100, bro. Yeah, that's an accomplishment, dude. Hey. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. I mean, it was. Oh, here, and then they have the one here in the U.S. Here with ¿cómo se llama the magazine that does it? DJ Mac. No, DJ Unlimited.
Which one? Mix
Bro,
Mag, DJ Mag?
oh, the one here in the U.S. Fuck, I was in the cover and I forgot, bro. I forgot.
I have an excuse why my memory is hazy. I don't know what yours is.
Yo, my memory since I've been, not traveling, not doing much, I've noticed my memory gone a little bit.
Yeah. No, every day there's a song by Nine Inch Nails called "Every Day is Exactly the Same,"
Yeah,
and that's and that's
it's not only
yeah.
that. It's also the worrying about every day. It's so much bad news.
Yeah,
We
they
have
go,
to, we have
bro.
to.
I mean, you know what? I do read current events. So every morning I have this routine where I wake up in the morning and I actually read I read BBC, bro. But so every morning I go through it. I see what's current event. But yeah, once every day it's the same fucking depressing shit every day. You don't know who to
Yeah,
believe,
yeah.
what's right, and
Yeah, I
and
try.
we're yeah.
I stop. Yeah, I stop sometimes, and my goal, like when this whole thing started, I was like, I'm going to start remixing almost every release on Juicy Music. And like everything I sign now, I'm gonna remix it because I used to do that back in the day. I did it to the track you did on Juicy. You know,
Yes.
so it's like I'm gonna start do. I stopped doing that because I was just too busy, and then now since I have more time, I'm gonna start doing that again, just to because it's not just because I want to put my name on and to see if it
But
sells.
you want to keep yourself busy.
Yeah, I want to give myself.
That's fine.
And people and here's a tip for people, producers out there: the more music you produce, it's the more you're practicing. Every time and that makes me practice. If I'm gonna like remix 30 releases the next 3 months, which I'll do it, you know, bro, I'm gonna learn a lot. Seriously, I'm gonna learn new tricks, how to work faster and faster and faster. Because I like to work really fast, bro. I'm like, I'll sit down. All right, I'm gonna do this remix for this track. This is the vocal, snip, whatever is a few words. Okay, I loop it, whatever. I find some, certain loops that I want to use from say Splice or whatever I use,
Uh-huh.
or I won't use any loops at all. I just make it all myself and then bang out the track in 3 hours or 4 hours. Boom, done. Then to the next one. And then sometimes I'll do like 3 a day. Like
You'll make 3 records in a day?
yeah, I could do 3 records in a day. Yeah, yeah. And then I'll go to the car and listen to it, and then I'll make some notes on my iPhone, and then the next day I'll go back to those two.
Yeah, but whatever. But what? But the track more or less is fucking done, except for the
Yeah.
tweaks that you're gonna do. But yeah, the whole track is intro, outro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's completed.
Yeah. But I like producing that way. I like that.
No
that
shit. You
to work
must.
really fast. I exagerado. I know it's like really, and then sometimes
Robbie, to be honest with you, I've never heard in my life. I've met a lot of producers, bro. I've never heard anybody tell me that they can do it, and I believe you. Don't get me wrong. I believe you, but it's fucking hell. I mean, I've had moments where I can make a track where I can make the bulk of the record in a day. I mean, I've had tracks where maybe I did the whole thing in a day. I've had the days where I've made the majority of the track in one day. The next day I'll clean it up. I'll say, hey, and then
yeah.
but then I have others that you've been with it for a couple weeks and things like that. But
if I get something really cool to work with, yeah, I could do 2 or 3 tracks a day. I think 3 is the most I've done. 2 is pretty. Yeah,
I would say with remixes, maybe I don't want to say that it would be easier, but at least you have the inspiration of those parts from the other track that can kind of maybe help you move along quicker instead of coming up with some original idea with nothing and then it's all coming from you. At least you can build off something.
Yeah, and what I do, a good trick that I do, I'll go and find an old remix that I really liked on an old track and then use that template. you know, where it used to those same instruments, and then obviously change them up and change the frequencies in the sound so they don't sound the same. But everything was there already. All the every channel had the compression and the same clap, hi hat, toms, whatever. All the same stuff I was using for that one, which I really really liked. Like I did this remix for you know Data from Argentina.
Yeah.
He's got a cool track coming out in Juicy called Rave is a rave or no Rave is rave, some shit like that. It's badass, bro. It's like it sounds like a '90s rave track. And I was listening to it today, and I was like, I was listening to my remix, and I hadn't heard it in a bit, and I was like, shit, I'm gonna use that template for the next 5 tracks, you know, because it has like really good stuff. And sometimes you forget to find that shit. I used this bass sound that was perfect, and I could use this bass sound for 5 different records.
Yeah.
I don't want everything to sound the same.
Sure.
Because then you can notice, you know, like some producers have that problem, you know, that they'll release tons of tracks and all sound the same, you know. And don't get me wrong, some producers do have a lot of luck with that, which you know who they are. I mean, like, coño, this record sounds just like the last 6 they've done, you know. But I don't care. I don't like to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good trick that I use. I just go back to my templates that I did for another track and open it up and just the same.
Yeah, I'll do something similar where I'll also, you know, because I use Ableton. So, you know, I have a folder which allows me to go into all my old sessions I've done, and I can pluck out, no say, this hi-hat from this record, this bass from this track, and it'll have all the plugins and everything on it, and I can also use that to kind of help me move along quicker. Of course, I'll, like you said, make changes.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you guys heard it, man. It's got 3 tracks.
Also, yeah. I don't use a lot of equipment, bro. Like, I barely use stuff. I have Logic Pro.
So you use Logic.
I use Logic. It has the latest version. I use a lot of the synths that they provide.
Okay, so you use a lot of the stock stuff, but being that you have the new one, do you use a lot of the Alchemy?
Yeah, Alchemy I use a lot. And then there's only 2 softwares that I use outside of Logic, which is Nexus, which I have it, and I haven't used it a lot lately, but sometimes I'll open up because they have a lot of good drum sounds and synth stuff. And which is the other one? Silent, I have it. I sometimes use it, but most of it is the Logic stuff, and because I think it sounds so good, you know, the quality, you know. I noticed, bro, and this is just me, I could be wrong, when I do a track with all Logic stuff, meaning I'll use the Ultra Beat for the kicks and the hi-hats and all that stuff, all the compression, everything, I'm talking everything from Logic, and then when I send it off to mastering, it sounds so amazing, bro. I mean, if you listen to my track called Change, I did it, like my last album, I did it that way. And I've gotten some compliments. Oh, so
Ahmed, so if I were to ask you, is there a plugin that you can't live without that shows up on all your tracks? What would that be? Is it gonna be Logic shit? Is there anything, an EQ, a reverb?
Yeah, well,
I mean, is there
probably the simple compression from Logic I always use. Their main reverb I always use always on all my tracks. For side chaining, I used to do my own side chaining, and then I got lazy, and then they got this software that does it automatically for you.
Which one? The Nicky Romero one?
It's a VST one. It's made by this company. It cost me like $30.
Sonic Academy?
No.
Okay. Is
Is
it the LFO tool?
No.
No, not the LFO tool. LFO tool is by people who make the serum. So because there's actually, that to my knowledge, and guys, leave a comment if you know of some. To my knowledge, there's well, I mean, I guess maybe there'd be 3 of the better ways for compressing that I know. I mean, for compression, for side chaining. One, of course, is the Nicky Romero Kickstart. The other one is the X for Records LFO tool, which is off the fucking chain. If you ever get your hands on it, Robbie, it's wonderful. And then there's actually one that's on the Waves bundle called the One Knob Pumper. Also sounds really, really cool, very smooth.
You know, this one is different. This one, I bought it. You know that website, ¿cómo que se llama? Synth Boutique or something Boutique. I don't know.
Plugin Boutique.
Yeah, Plugin Boutique. That's where I bought it from. And it got me. It came over an email about 2 years ago, and it was like, I think it was like $19 or $30. And what is it? Oh, it's so cheap. Let me buy it. And I was like, I had all these different type of side chain. You just put it up. Oh, shit, man, this is great. And so that one I use a lot.
Uh-huh.
That one I use a lot. You can get. I mean, I like getting really creative with the side chaining. I mean, when I started doing that, like when I did Funkatron and Sex, that was using side chaining, but it was without, it wasn't called side chaining. I was just putting what could you see? I would put this on a master channel. I would put a huge limiter there, and everything started sounding bouncy like that.
Fuck, I was wondering because when I saw that you had done the tracks, like starting in '95, I was wondering, like, how are you putting all this shit back together? You know what I'm saying? How are you sequencing all this kind of stuff? What kind of sequencers were you using back in the days? I know they existed, but we were very limited on technology. Samplers that existed back in those days had maybe a second or two of sampling time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then Cyrus, I had an MPC 2000 sampler, and I remember mine was like the shit back in the days because I had it with a zip drive. Remember this?
Yeah,
The zip drive, dude. And I remember, I don't know if I remember. I think I held like a few hundred megs or some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Now we're on like, I got a little skinny little smart media disc that holds 128 gigs. So.
Bro, I use my iMac, all those plugins I told you, all the Logic stuff. And no outboard gear, no nothing. Well, just a MIDI keyboard and two.
Sure. Bro, that I'm gonna have to do, guys.
Really
yeah, I'm gonna have to do, people. I'm gonna have to do. I guess my review / tutorial. I'm gonna have to do it on Logic, because that's what Robbie says. He can't live without that shit. Man, if we take Logic away from Robbie, I don't know what he's gonna do.
Bro, if you take that, if Logic crashes, it doesn't work anymore. Yeah. I'm screwed big time, bro. That's like I make all my music with that. I mean, I used Ableton a few times. Like, if I put some time to it, I could figure it out in a few days probably.
It is very user friendly. That's what it's got going for it, bro. I've looked, bro. I've used both programs. I use Ableton, and I'm not knocking one or the other, bro. To me, they have their own workflow, but there has been some specific things that I find Ableton works faster than Logic does. Look, bro, at the end of the day, every DAW does the same things. They all do the same thing. It just depends on how you get there. There's just a certain few kind of things where Ableton works quicker. But I've got some friends of mine that you can tell them that shit for days and they're never going to fucking switch, bro. So I'm not trying to get you to switch or nothing, to me, Logic was one of those programs where like I always kind of wanted to use it. And then I started using Ableton and just kept seeing how easy it was. And then just poco a poco, I just kept seeing how like the different things I could do with it to manipulate, the warping and the swings and things like this, that Logic doesn't necessarily give you that option. What Logic always had to me in the beginning, which I always thought was the best, bro, was their swing. The swing that you get, when you're quantizing your MIDI and stuff, there's like the 16 A, B, C, D, E, F and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And that to me was revolutionary, bro. That to me was always a shit. And I remember always kind of like, I don't know, that Logic kind of had that sound. It was able to do these kind of dope things with its swings it and shit. Then Ableton came along, took that, and then added more. So that Ableton has all the Logic swings, and then it's got MPC swings, the SP1200 swings. Like it's got a whole bunch of shit, which, it's like, but
lock down here much longer. Probably get it.
Yeah, to me, Logic's interface is so much nicer. I think Ableton is in like I have this like color pattern, a skin, which is what they call it, that makes that like it puts it the colors of Logic, Ableton, but it's still Ableton.
Really?
Yeah, and like it uses like the blues and the greens and the grays and shit. But so let me ask you this. So being that you're able to work so fucking quickly, dude, how long did it take you to put together this album? So your Changes album, how fast did you do that? Was it something that you were building over time? Was it just some shit that you were hammering out tracks? Just like, fuck it, let me just make an album.
Yeah, I was producing this track and I opened up this old, not an old, it's a synth, a software synth from Logic that's just like old synth moog type of sound, and you have to like really mess with it to create sounds. And then when I started playing some chords it sounded really 90s. I was like, oh, this is really cool. And I had some big reverb and shit. And then I played this melody, and I was like, wow, this melody is awesome. So let me send it to my songwriter, and she did the vocals. And then I did that track, and then I did another one. And then I was like, okay, so what do I do with these songs? Do I send it to this label, and see they want to, go through the whole process of waiting, and I'm like, I feel like waiting, and let me just put it and use it. So all these things were coming on my head, but I was still producing some tracks, and then I was like, wait, I have 8 tracks. I haven't, done anything with them, and this all happened in about 2 months. So I did the album like in 3 or 4 months, and then I was like, you know what? I showed some tracks to some labels just to see what they thought, and like, oh, I get a lot of people turn me down for music when they send to tracks. A lot of big labels tell me no. I don't know why. I mean, they could go, whatever. Let's not go there. But
okay.
Anyways, I was like, fuck it, let's just put it in let's do an album, and I called it Changes because the song is called Change, and I'm pumped up about it. I got David Morales to remix the first single. Which is really cool. I was really influenced by David, and I respect him a lot. And I was able to talk to him the other day for about 2 hours, man. We had a great conversation, really, really good conversation about music production and streaming and live streaming. Well, it was a great talk. Yeah. Anyway, so he did the remix, and now I'm talking to. I'm doing different remixes on all the singles. So like from today all the way to like probably November. You're gonna see singles remix because you know me and the label. I love releasing remixes and keeping on the music alive. So I'm trying to get a lot of the people that I was influenced by to remix my tracks. It's not easy.
No, it's not.
It's not easy. You get a lot of people that are like, nah, pay me this amount of money, or I'm not gonna, or they're like, and some will just do it for you. Like I had Kenny Dope remix one of my tracks last year, and which was freaking amazing. I mean, Kenny Dope is, for me, like a king of beats, man. That guy can make beats. The same thing with Todd Terry and stuff like that. And but anyways, you have to I always go to remixers and producers that actually make their own music, because there's a lot of producers DJs there that don't produce shit. So you can't ask them because they'll be like, yeah, I'll remix it for you. And you're like, but you don't make music, bro. So why don't you just ask the guy who makes the music for you and come back to me?
Yeah.
That type of, I mean, whatever works. I'm not, dissing on it, but so anyways, I am getting lots of remixes and from people that make their own music.
That's wonderful, bro. I can't wait to hear all of this stuff. Coño. And I mean, so I did want to ask you, who's been some of your favorite people to remix some of your stuff? And you're telling me now, you got David, Kenny Dope did some of your stuff, but over the years, who's been some of your favorite guys who's remixed some of your work, bro?
David Morales, Kenny Dope.
You have a song that I can't remember.
Guetta, Laid Back Luke.
Who've done some remixes for you?
Yeah. Who else? Joaquin Garrod did a remix. Mark Knight.
Mark Knight did it, bro. I'm trying to remember the name of the record, and it's on the tip of my tongue, dude.
One Eye Shut.
That's exactly what it's called.
Yeah, One Eye Shut was. I remember when One Eye Shut was remixed by Steve Angelo and Sebastian Ingrosso, and we were at Nikki Beach, and it wasn't Juicy Beach. It was a Radio 1 party with Pete Tong. And it was live to UK, and he started it was Deep Dish was the guest. So Sharam and Ali started their set with that track, and I was like, yes, because it's anything that was in those days, anything that got played live on Radio 1 Winter Music Party with Pete Tong would blow up in Ibiza. And When I Shut blew up all over Ibiza, all over England, all over the world. That record got licensed everywhere, from here to Japan, everywhere. It was a big record.
Bro, I love that record. And what I really liked about it was, I think if I remember, my memory serves me right, I read Mark Knight's mix, your mix, obviously the original mix, and then I think there was a Stonebridge mix.
Stonebridge was Stonebridge.
Bro, and you know what? In all 3 mixes, I don't know if it came in a package. I remember having all 3 mixes of those, and I liked them all. They all sounded different, and they were all great records.
Yeah, man, that was a big single, and that single might get some new life.
That would be cool, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a lot, a lot of people asking me about my old stuff. Oh, let's redo this, let's
Read out,
remix
whatever,
this,
bro.
or let's do a
Why
deal.
not?
So that record might come out
Okay, okay.
again.
Mira, I remember there's one specific track, bro. The first record that I ever remember hearing, who the fuck is this Steve Angelo guy? Was the remix he did for Rooster and Sammy, bro, for
Jake,
Shake It, which was on your label.
yeah, that was
Uh,
a that was. I remember talking to Steve and Axel and those guys. You remember AOL's iChat?
yes, yes, I chat, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to them. And I told him, "Hey man, you should remix this record," and he just took the same bass line, just added a different kick, a simple hi hat, and that Shake It blew up big time. It really took off. That track really helped the label. And Rooster's really funny guys. I mean, they're great guys. And then they wind up doing the vocals for my track, Move Move. That really helped my career out. They were the featured artist with the sax melody and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Shake It. Yeah, remember? Yes,
Shake
yes.
It, bro.
GC music has a lot of history, man. There's a lot of people started, there.
To be honest with you, man, I know that at the end, I mean, you've had so many people pass through your label. You have a
Yeah,
lot of cats, bro, who've released, records over the years. And then not only that, man, you've had a whole lot of people who've also, been under the Juicy brand, taking part as a guest, bro, for your legendary party, guys. I can't stress it enough, man. How fucking dope Robbie's parties were, man. The Juicy parties were one of the parties that you always wanted to look forward to, man. And you know what? It was always like, because I was also one of the residents of Nicky's, huh? So it wasn't just Armand Pena, and if it was myself, Armand, Patrick M, at the
yeah,
time Christian Falero. So it was a bunch of us, and we helped organize the other party that would go on kind of the day before, the Welcome to Miami party.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I remember.
and to me, like, those were two parties I would know that when I went to it, I know I'm gonna hear awesome music. The party's gonna be rammed, and it's just gonna be a good time, bro. So but your party
Yeah,
at the end of the
yeah,
day, yeah, started that.
that party really helped the brand a lot. From there, we were able to do the Juicy Beach well, we call it Juicy Ibiza, and then we did Juicy Beach in Vegas for 2 summers as well.
Oh, wicked. Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And, and we were gonna do this year at the Wharf, which I was pumped up because I think it was gonna work great. And
Holy
then
shit! What outside the wharf here?
yeah, that's where it was gonna be, like the
Oh,
big Juicy Beach return near water, with
she.
a similar tent type of style from the
Uh-huh.
beach at the wharf, and I was really excited about it. So
Hi, Robbie. I'm so sorry. That would have been wonderful, bro. I don't want to rub that shit in your
yeah,
face, but you know what? Look, man. Everybody who I've had now already on the show has told me the same thing. Everybody's lost out on a bunch of shit. So nah, bro. All we can do is rearm, sabes, and then now
got it.
and then next year, bro, just crush it, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah, bro. I'm gonna
Um,
visit
uh,
Summer for you for next year. I
she,
mean, for
she,
this
she.
year to get bookings next year.
Yeah, I mean, look, bro. If there is any signs of life, if something does happen, it's gonna happen. Hope, bro. If we're lucky, maybe the last quarter of this year, from October to December. If not, bro, then we have to already start considering next year, and that's that.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting. I mean, I did a 3 single deal with Virgin in the UK, and the first single is supposed to be released this summer, and it's a single that I think could really, you know, boost my career in the commercial world of electronic music. It's
Mm-hmm.
not a, it's a like sometimes I like to blend reggae style vocals with house music
Okay,
and
yeah.
make it more Latin tribal, but still have some house vibe. It's a fusion, bro. And then Virgin signed it, and I'm like so pissed I haven't released it yet. And it's just been. I guess they don't know if they should release it because there's no festivals, there's nothing going on. It's a club track. It could cross over the radio. So, anyways, I can't wait for people to hear that track, bro.
Uh
You're
huh.
gonna flip. You're gonna flip, bro. It's a badass. It's a badass tune, and so that's something that I'm looking forward to. The 3 singles on Virgin. It's probably gonna be on Positiva. Remember
Yeah,
Positiva?
of course, of course.
Yeah. So it's gonna be on Positiva. I don't
Oh,
know if the next.
wonderful.
It's 3 singles. I don't know if the next two would be on Positiva, but no, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So I mean,
but and right now what? Right now you're on standby.
I'm on standby because um, we got a well-known artist to re-sing the song,
Uh-huh.
and she's on a major label, and that slowed it down, and then COVID slowed it down, and everything else that's going on slowed it down.
Cover de
So
los cojones.
yeah. So vamos a ver si maybe we'll see the light in August. I'm just saying it because it's a summer track, you know. I think so.
Uh-huh. Bro. Robbie, I have to hand it to you, bro. Yeah, you're a machine.
You know about it.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah. Robbie doesn't stop. Robbie's brain doesn't ever go to sleep. At least in the studio, it doesn't. It is very, very impressive to see that you have such a very quick workflow, bro.
Thanks, man. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
very I'm gonna say I'm very serious about working and continuing my career
Sure, bro.
until I get older. You know, I'm gonna be 47 in August.
Wow.
And, yeah, so
Uh-huh.
I got another what 20 something years. I'm there, bro. I'm gonna be. Olvídate, sigo ahí.
Yeah. Mira, you know what though? I mean, who I just had on the show before you, bro, was Pablo Ceballos from Choosing Ceballos,
Yeah.
and Pablo said something at the end of the day, which is something that you seem to have already incorporated in your workflow, bro, which is knowing your gear inside and out.
Yeah.
I would imagine that, bro. With the amount of tracks that you do, you must know Logic like you know your own ass, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you know every nook and cranny, every little trick, every little way to squeeze it out. You're able to do that. So guys, if there is a piece of advice that one can give you, bro, listen and use Robbie as a good example. Listen to Pablo, bro. Know your gear. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, to me, having 1,001 fucking plugins isn't always the answer. Limit yourself to a few of them. Know the living shit out of these plugins, and you'll notice that at the end of the day, your workflow will go a lot quicker.
Big time.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
that's great advice. That's great advice. That's the way I do.
that's what from my own experience, listening to you guys, seeing how you guys go about it, and then myself going, on the internet, and how many times you see come on Instagram and this and that, where you see the advertising. Do you take fucking 20 years to make your track? Well, watch my tutorial and I'll help you make this shit like in 2 hours.
Yeah.
And these things happen at the end of the day because we get so kind of lost with getting so many trillions of plugins. I have 1,001 plugins, don't get me wrong, bro. But I've gotten myself to a point where when I know I want my basses, I get it this and this. If I want my strings or whatever, I get it from this and this. So I've limited myself to know these plugins, to know that when I want it, I can get it from here. Maybe every now and then, bro, will I try a new plugin. But every time I fucking try something new, I find myself wasting time again. But is that a bad thing? No, because I guess you're expanding your sound, this and that. So yes, that takes time to do that. So just use your head though. Just
Really,
know that, yeah.
you said something that made me think that something that I do as well. Sometimes I'll start a lot of times I'll start something from scratch and use sounds I've never used before and make it work. Like I'm gonna do a track with these sounds, these softwares, this kick, and that I've never used before, and I'm gonna make something new. And that's how you get a new sound. And when you make a melody, you're like, oh, this really stands out. I don't think anybody's done something like this. And that's the key to be successful in the music business, when you create a melody that really stands out, like Funkatron or where there's so many people have done, like even something like Skrillex, or that's done those crazy sounds in the beginning, when you start like, oh, it blows up. So you have to find that sound, and it's very difficult to do. It's very difficult to find something new, but I think it's that trick that I do, it works out. I'll open up some software synth that I know nobody's gonna touch, and do some and force myself to learn how to make a badass track with those new sounds.
If I wanted to, this is the last thing I wanted to ask you, bro. So yes, we know that you work super, super quick. Would you say that when you first get into the studio, like, of course, everybody has their ways of working, bro. But do you work on your beats first? You work on your bass first? Does it change like everybody, bro? Everybody, at the end it's never the same. But I don't know, do you mostly kind of start with your drums or
Yeah, I start I put a kick and a hi hat and a clap. You
and start
know,
from there?
the ones I usually use, and I'll start from there. And like I said, sometimes I change it up and I'll just start with some synth and start playing some chords, and then from there build it up. You know, I sometimes get confused with the kicks. I use the same two or three kicks all the time. I just change the compression and stuff like that. This summer by practicing so much and making so much music, I've learned a lot. EQing a lot of EQing each sound. Most of the time, I don't EQ a lot. Just a little bit. And now I'm doing a lot of EQing, and I'm like, oh, this sounds so nice and so clean and so smooth.
These
But
are these are things I've been on it the last year to fine tune these things. My EQs,
yeah,
my saturations, my compressions, all these things that at the end of the day, make a ton of fucking difference, bro.
yeah, you can get a whole new sound. And back in the day, I would master all my stuff too. I would do everything. And the last few years, I don't master anymore.
So you mix it tal, but give it to somebody else to master.
Yeah, yeah. I've had two guys. Oh, one guy that does everything for me.
Uh-huh.
He does, and I've done so much work with him that it's really like he really knows the sound that I like. And there's the mastering could really ruin your track or make it better. So you have to watch it.
For sure, bro. But you know what? At the end of the day, the expression, you can't polish a turd. So it's like
Exactly.
with the best mastering, you can't clean up a piece of shit, bro. But
Yeah,
but but
yeah,
but you know what? But I mean, also the mix is like, so mastering is definitely something very, very important. But if like the mix isn't good, then it's kind of hard for the mastering to kind of make it good. That's kind of also what I meant with polishing
yeah.
the turd. It needs to start sounding good so that the mastering can give it that little extra bits that it doesn't have. Bro,
Yeah.
Robbie, you're a legend, dude.
Thank you,
Sabes,
bro. Thank you.
yeah, you've been able to stick with this game for a long time, bro. You've definitely made your mark. You definitely helped represent us here in Miami, man. And
Yes, sir.
yeah, and I really, really appreciate your time, bro. I hope you and your family and the wife are well, and yeah,
Everybody's
bro.
well.
Yeah, buddy.
Thank
But
you, bro.
but I mean, best of luck on what's on the changes track out now. Whatever 150 records you're probably finishing up right now too.
Bro,
Sabes.
I mean, trust me, I made a whole list already. I have like around 20 tracks, remixes that I want to do for the label.
Uh huh.
And then I have three new aliases that I
Really?
wanna that I want to come up, which I'm gonna make different electronic music with three different aliases.
Okay.
I'll tell you later which they are after
Sure,
this, but
bro.
but I'm gonna really try and to promote it without anybody knowing.
Uh huh.
I want to see if that works. It
Okay.
might not work because then when it comes to Apple Music and Spotify, or people, whatever, if they don't know if I attach my name to it, it'll probably get the better places quicker. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna come up with some aliases and do some crazy shit.
Uh huh. You know what? You can buy a whole bunch of outboard gear
Yeah.
and then
Dale,
become
dale.
yeah.
Llámalo ahora.
Um, Robbie, thank you once again, bro, for being here with us,
Thanks,
for
Alex.
yeah, for sharing your time with us. And yeah, dude, I hope to speak soon, buddy.
Cuídate, papá.
Dale, buddy. So there's something I want to talk to you guys about. I'm sure everybody's always asked which is the best DAW. Now, look, at the end of the day, I don't care who you ask, this is a matter of opinion. Okay. There is no one that's better than the other one. Okay. Each one, at the end of the day, they all do the same exact thing. So, I mean, if it's Fruity Loops, what's the Personas, Studio One, there's even Bitwig, of course, Ableton, Logic, Cubase. They all do the same thing. The only question is how do you get to do those things? Like what are the steps you need to take in order to make those edits or those kind of changes you want to do? And that to me, at the end of the day, is what separates them all. So I mean, of course, there's a few other things. Now, there's two of them specifically that I want to talk to you guys about. Now, that to me is, in my opinion, of course, my opinion, And guys, leave a comment below. Let me know what's your favorite DAW. But to me, it's always kind of been between Ableton and Logic. Now I'm going to show you guys a difference between the both of them, you know? So we're going to get into that, but you guys let me know, like I said, which is your favorite and why, okay? What can you say about Logic? Logic at the end of the day has been maybe the best DAW that was around for making not just dance music, but any kind of music. I mean, this program lends itself to do so many things. I mean, it's for producing, mixing, mastering. You can do anything from any kinds of music. To me, the plugins that this thing comes with also is one of the main things that makes this DAW stand out. All the stock stuff, you know, whether it's all the synths that it comes with, the samplers, the effects. To me, all of them in Logic are top notch. If we were going to compare this with Ableton, and I'll show you guys a little bit, but to me, Logic has them, like they have them beat. You know, the stuff that comes stock just out of the box. As soon as you download Logic, man, you've got already a whole bunch of really sick stuff to play with, man. Just amongst many things, you've got, of course, their classic, this plugin here, man, which actually gives you some very dope sounds. And you know, here's just something just fucking around, but it's really rich basses. These are things to me, like, I mean, Ableton comes with their own plugins, and you know, don't get me wrong, they're good, but to me, just the ones from Logic just sound so dope, man. So you've got plugins like this one, you know, you're gonna have, of course, they're super iconic, you know. Got that, and then you got this one, which is actually one of my favorite ones. This is the Alchemy, man, and this thing has just got loaded with a bunch of really sick sounds, man. I mean, just got everything you need, man, and all the sounds are actually like super. They're very contemporary. They're very for today's sound. You've also got some very classic sounds in there. The very classic basses, arpeggiations, things like this. The leads, organs, pads. It's just endless. The kind of stuff that this thing's got in it, man. And then you know, when you want to get even further. Let's go back to our other bass. We got some, you know, just the EQs that come with Logic, man. They're just so beautiful. They sound so clean. You know, the interface is really amazing. You know, so their EQs are dope. They got a whole vast amount of reverbs that are sick as shit too. You can see it's just crazy the stuff that you can do with this, man. I mean, Logic just straight out of the box, man. It's just ready to go. Now, as far as its downsides, and once again, this is my opinion, but I've used this program a bunch in the past, and to me, some of the downsides I find of this program is its workflow. Now, I find that Ableton, at the end of the day, gives you the quickest workflow. You can move super fast. You can get ideas super down. Like, you can work very quickly. It's not to say that you can't do it with Logic. Yes, you can. You can put together a bunch of stuff. But I can tell you that the workflow that gets done with Ableton is that much faster. You know, to me, one of the things, you know, if you wanted to duplicate stuff, you know, you can always hold Option and go like this. You know, if you have kick drums, you know, normally, like, the way that you would do, you just kind of put one, and then you can go like that, and then you can just kind of hit Option, and you can just kind of grab a bunch, and, you know what I'm saying, and you can do stuff like this. But as opposed to that, you know, I don't know, man, unless, guys, there's a hotkey for this, you know, but I mean, with Ableton, we can get highlight a section, and with one button I can duplicate, you know, to I see fit. So these are some of the things to me that sort of separate both plugins, man. I mean, both DAWs, excuse me. But nevertheless, I mean, if you can see, man, Logic's interface is beautiful. It looks really nice, very clean. I like the fact that all the stuff here is on the left. You know, yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people that actually feel the same way. And then when they get behind Ableton, everything is backwards. But I mean, these things don't make that much of a difference. But I mean, just the interface itself is beautiful. Um, okay, so then we can go over to Ableton. I've actually got this skin on Ableton. It was done by a guy who gave it the same like Logic color, so it's got the grays and the blues and stuff like that. But the thing with Ableton, man, is that it's just everything is super there for you, super right in front of your face, super simple to use. You know, um, I find that Ableton is the kind of program that just if you were just to sit with it and start messing around with it, you're gonna kind of get going with it. As where Logic, to me, I find it to be a little bit more where you kind of need to know the program a little bit to kind of get going with it. Um, so I find Ableton to be a lot more user friendly, man. Now, as far as like I said, to me the workflow is to me the number one reason why at the end I'll choose to use Ableton. But when it comes down to also like the plugins that it comes with, all the stock stuff, the compressors, reverbs, and stuff like this. I actually find them to be not that great at all. I actually find them to be very weak. They're not very powerful. Um, so to me, Logic's got them beat as far as all the stock stuff's concerned. You do have some of the new instruments that they've come out with. There's the what the fuck is it? The wavetable synth. So let's open up a. You know, so this is one of the new synths that they've come out with, man, and if you can see it here, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it sounds great. It's got some really wicked sounds to it as well, man. Um, so I mean, and it's definitely got a lot of controls. But once again, my opinion, I find that Logic has just a better array of all the stock stuff, whether it's their synths and all their audio effects and things like this. That's why, to me, at the end of the day, I actually find that Ableton is better to use third-party plugins. I'm not to say you can't make a full track using the stuff that Ableton has, but I think if you were going to do just straight DAW, all the stuff that is there, I think Logic's going to give you better sounds and better results. But like I said, Ableton to me has got the quicker workflow, man. They both sound the same. Ableton also has some stuff that I actually find to be a little bit also better for me. The warping effects, things like this of the audio. To me, it just has a lot more control. I would say definitely that Logic is kind of meant for all kinds of music, whether not just dance music, but pop stuff, hip hop, even to make scores. If you're scoring a movie or something like this, is great. I wouldn't recommend doing things like that on Ableton. I think that Ableton, um, of course, it can be used for any kinds of music, but I think that if you're gonna go to super complex kinds of things like this, I don't think Ableton would be the best thing. I think Logic would be best. So, look, man, guys, at the end of the day, is there a better one? Jesus, I think it all depends on you. You know what I'm saying? My opinion, of course, I prefer Ableton, but that's not to say that Logic isn't amazing. Logic is completely awesome. If you have it, you will not be disappointed. But I mean, if you guys want, do the research yourself, see which one at the end fits the way that you like to work better, and then make your own decision. But if you want to hear it from me, guys, Ableton all the way. All right. I mean, look how fast this workflow is here at Ableton, man. I mean, you know, I just love the fact that I can just kind of take something like this and just literally just hit that, and then we're good to go, you know. Just everything is where I need it to be. I like the fact that that Ableton with their newer one, they kind of adopted this automation feature, this little button here, just like how Logic had it, which I think is pretty fresh. That was a good idea. You know, look, man. At the end, do I think that Logic looks a little nicer? Sure, it looks nicer. But you know, just I find that the control that you have over everything, to me, yeah, that the control. And then another great thing, man, look, Logic for a long time has also always had those great swings that it's got. But now Ableton has got, man, you've got swings from everything, man. You know, not only you've got all the Logic swings, you've got swings from the MPC, from the SP1200, you've got all these other ones, man, and it's just the way to move around the music now. I just find Ableton to also be a little bit better in that case, man. You know, but it's like I don't know. I don't want you guys to like take this and think that I'm like kind of shitting on the other one. No, man. But I can tell you a lot of guys who have been on Logic and for years, and now they've moved on to Ableton for reasons exactly like I'm saying to you, man. So you know, if it's all about a quicker workflow and stuff like that, I couldn't recommend this anymore, man. So yeah, you know, you guys make your own decision, like I said, and hopefully you guys will be happy.